Say Brakata Yahweh, Brakata Yahushai, Brakata Yahweh, Brakata Yahushai, Brakata Yahweh, Brakata Yahushai. First and foremost, want to give our praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kodash Rakah. Double honors to the apostles and elders who rule well at Great Millstone, and a blessed sanitation to the Akyams in the four corners of the earth to push the gospel in sincerity and truth. Shalom. This evening I come the next lesson to feed the elect of the nation of Israel, the 144,000 and the one-third men, women, and children, and the confusion of faces is scattered in the four corners of the earth. Right, so we see U.S. This the great whore. She always acting like a bitch. When she can't get her way, she like to take back her thing or stop giving her thing. And this is why the Most High tell you Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latins, and Native American Indian, course be the man that trusted in man, right? You want to put your trust in these devil, you're gonna be course, right? So say United States eyes oil sanction on Venezuela, right? And this article came out 2 hours ago, right? It said the U.S. is considering imposing oil sanction against crisis plagues Venezuela as it looked to put pressure on President Nicolas Madura's government to return to the constitution. So those devil now putting pressure on Venezuela so they can return to their constitution, to return to their way of life, to accept democracy, right, which is wickedness, right? So this what these devils go around the world doing, setting up the economical hitman, the jackos, spreading the propaganda through the media, going and covet people fields, the houses, through lies and violence. So this is the work of the devil. The devil is right in front of us. This is the work of the devil, right? He says Secretary of State Rex Tillerson, who is on a South America tour to report in Argentina capital Buenos Aires. The U.S. could prohibit Venezuela oil import, so they could stop the Venezuela oil import. But Venezuela are already torn away from the petrodollar. They look towards China and Russia now, right? With the yuan petrodollar, which the yuan petrodollar and the Russian dollar right now, they backed by what? Gold, right? So the Venezuelan government turned to that. So they turned away from the U.S. petrodollar, and that's why all this conflict happening. Same thing with Saddam Hussein doing, and they killed Saddam Hussein. Same thing with Gaddafi. This is how these devils work, right? So he said U.S. could prohibit Venezuela oil import and restrict export of oil or U.S. refined product to Caracas, and that's why Caracas suffering, right? Caracas is, I think, is over 6 million people dwell in Caracas alone, right? So what they do, they're gonna stop. The U.S. gonna stop they're gonna stop exporting stuff to Venezuela, and this is how these bitches behave. This is why they're not supposed to sign no league with this devil. Look what they do to Cuba, right? Look what they do to Cuba, and they're only targeting you Israelites. You so-called Venezuela are Israelites. You are the tribe of Asher, right? You Argentinians, I think, is the tribe of Napoli, right? You Argentinians, so-called Argentinians, right? So this man is not your friend. He's the devil, right? He said one of the aspects of considering sanction oil is what effect will it have on the Venezuelan people. Tillerson said at joint press conference with Argentina Foreign Minister Jorge Farui on Sunday. He said is it a step that might bring it to an end, to to a more rapid end, because not doing anything to not bring this to an end is also making Venezuela people suffer for a much longer time, he added, right? So this is what these devils do, right? And also this is twofold too, because the Yahweh Hashem Yahweh doing it to you so-called Venezuelan too, right? He doing it to you so-called Venezuelan too, because the Most High said the wicked is his sword, right? But you devils gonna still be judged at this, right? You devils gonna still be judged at this, because this is where you go around the place coveting people things, the resources, the wealth, right? And since Venezuela stopped trading the oil in petrodollar, you devils start acting like bitches and start taking back things and stopping things from going there, right? You got your people inside Venezuela causing that kind of uproar. This is how you devils work. Just like what's going on in the Middle East right now with the Kurdish army, the ISIS army, the Al Qaeda army. You know, you pay these groups, you trade these groups to walk around the place causing corruption, because whenever you conquer, the resources is your own. This is how you devils do. Rob, rape, and murder, right? You devils gonna be destroyed, right? You devils gonna be destroyed, right? He said the U.S. blamed Venezuela president for the economic and political crisis that have led to violence, right? Violent protests, and shortage of food and medicine, right? He said Maduro has accused the U.S. and its allies of trying to undermine its socialist government, right? He said Venezuelan leader who had been in power since 2013 seeking another term in office after the pro-government and continuance assembly called for a snap election by the end of April, right? So this with these devils be going around the place, you know, causing all kind of havoc, right? Let me get to say this is second Salaki, first Maccabees chapter 8 and 9. He said, moreover, how the Grecians had determined to come and destroy them. So you saw how people are the Grecians, right? Right. This how you devils roll, right? He said, and that they have knowledge thereof, send against them a certain captain, and fighting with them slew many of them, and carry away captive their wives and their children, and spoiled them, and took possession of their lands. And this is how these devils work. This is how these devils work. And pulled down their strongholds, and brought them and Salaki, and brought them to be their servants unto this day. It was told him beside how they destroy and brought under their dominion all other kingdoms. And this is what this do. This is what these devils do, right? But you devil time up. You devil gonna be destroyed, right? It's and isles that he said that at any time resist them. So Venezuela resists them by stop trading the oil and petrodollars. So they're coming down on them hard now. Let me read back verse 11 again. First Maccabees chapter 8 verse 11. And it was told him beside how they destroy and brought under their dominion all kingdoms and isles that at any time resist them. He said, but with their friends and such as rely upon them, they kept enmity. That's why they see Argentina smile with them, because Argentina is one of the allies, right? He said, and that they had conquered kingdoms both far and nigh, in so much as all that hear of their name were afraid of them. So once these nations were afraid of America, these nations are afraid of you again, right? Because the battlefield level, the Most High make the battlefield level now, right? You're gonna be destroyed by your own sword, selected by your own sword, right? It's Verse 13, also that when they would help to a kingdom, those reign, right? The puppets, you know, when you suck up them, when you take democracy, you do what they say, you're going to reign, right? He said, and who against they, and he said, and who against they would they displace, finally, they displace. So who against them? They displace, right? They cast them out, they move them out of power, right? Either by overthrowing them by economical, or by sending a hitman to take them out, assassinate them, or paying rebels to go in the country and cause havoc. This is what they do to overthrow the government. This is how these devils work, right? It said back in verse 13, it said also that whom they would help to a kingdom, those reign, and who again they displace, finally, that they were greatly exalted, right? That they were greatly exalted. So this is what these devils be doing, right? And you devils gonna be destroyed, right? You devils gonna be destroyed. All right, let me get some precept. Some more precept here. This is this one. This is right. And when I watch this interview, right, and what they're saying that they interest is help the Venezuelan people, but they didn't want to help no Venezuelan people. They want you to accept democracy. They want you to be a perpetual slave towards them, right? And to walk in their image, which is wickedness, the philosophy, all the wickedness, right? And all this leading up to what the microchip too, right? This is Psalms 36, 3. He said, the word of his mouth are iniquity and deceit, right? The word of his mouth are iniquity and deceit, right? Because that's come speaking nice, right? This is what this devil is do, right? Come speaking nice, right? So we see we get this this video to play, right?
Washington regards Latin America as its backyard. That's why Secretary of State Rex Tillerson is here, where the US believes it should have an influence. But it's a region that often feels neglected by, or is in conflict with, the superpower to the north. A few years ago, Argentina, like many of its neighbours, was governed by left-of-centre leaders, at odds with Washington and sympathetic to Venezuela's then-president Hugo Chavez. Not anymore. All want an end to the crisis in Venezuela. The question is, how?
So one of the aspects of considering sanctioning oil is what effect will it have on the Venezuelan people? And is it a step that might bring this to an end, to a more rapid end and a more rapid close? Because not doing anything to bring this to an end is also asking the Venezuelan people to suffer for a much longer time.
The Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro blames the United States and its allies for trying to undermine his socialist government.
They have inherited the arrogance, the imperial arrogance of believing that with a button, an order, a plan in English, the Bolivarian revolution is finished. With a declaration from the head of the empire calling me a dictator, it's over. The dictatorship has already fallen, as they call it. With a statement by Secretary of State Tillerson, we are going to surrender. They do not know us. They do not know our strength.
The Argentine President Mauricio Macri is now one of those in the region most critical of the Venezuelan government. Mr. Tillerson wants to work with him.
All of us in the region want to see Venezuela return to its constitution. We just, this is heart-wrenching to watch what is happening to the Venezuelan people.
Venezuela is suffering food and medicine shortages. Inflation is rampant, crime is rising, and thousands cross the borders every day in search of provisions for a better life. Tillerson's visit to Argentina is to show that Washington cares about Latin America, that the region's long-term interests lie with the United States and not with China or Russia. He praised the Argentine government's austerity-driven, investor-friendly economic model, much like
So this coon saying that he's saying Tellison, right? He interested in saving the Venezuelan, right? Don't trust these devils. The scripture tell you don't trust these devils. That's not the intention. If they want to save, if they want to save the Venezuelan people from being hungry, they would have shipped tons of food inside there. But no, they don't want that. They don't want it. They want to overthrow Nicolas, the president, and set up the puppet government where they could control on a string, right? So let me read. They say this Psalms 36, because you can't trust these devils, right? You cannot trust these devils. This is Psalms 36:3. He said the word of his mouth are iniquity and deceit. Yeah. So that's not the intention. They could feed these people if they want to feed them. They could go and drop tons of food, right? They could do that, right? He said he had left off to be wise and to do good. So they don't do good, and neither that they ain't wise, because all these things gonna come back on them, right? Verse 4. He devised mischief upon his bed. He devised mischief upon his bed. He said he setteth himself in a way that is not good. He abhorred not evil. He don't move away from evil. He don't isolate himself from evil. You can't trust these devils. The intention is not to help these so-called Venezuelan people. The intention is to put hell on them and destroy you, because you are Israelites, right? There's these devil intention. There's the real intention, right? You cannot trust these devils. Right, but his intention is to help the Venezuelan people. Bullshit. Right? Scripture tell we don't trust these devils. Right? This is Ecclesiasticus chapter. This is the book of Sirach. Ecclesiasticus chapter 12 verse 16. He said, an enemy speaks sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagine how to throw thee into a pit. And these you devils, you so-called white people, he will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood. Yeah, just you white people, right? You are demons, right? Everything you're coveting. You're on the place setting up your media with propaganda. You know, these false flags, right? This is Proverbs chapter 4 verse 16. He said, for they sleep not, this you so-called white people, for they sleep not, except they have done mischief, right? And this all you devil did since you came into power. When you came back into power in the mid 1400s, started with the Borgia family, this all you devil did, mischief, right? And their sleep is taken away unless they cause some to fall. And this is what you devil is do. This is why you devil gonna be destroyed by Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Right? You devil is gonna be destroyed. And you so-called Venezuelan, you are Israelite. And the Most High putting his hand on you so-called Venezuelan for being wicked. You gotta turn and credit to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Right? This is Micah, right? And before I read Micah, read Habakkuk 2:5. He said, yeah, also because he transgressed by wine, right, with his philosophy, his doctrine that he pushed. He is a proud man, need to keep it at home. Need to keep it at home. You don't quite in South America. You call South America your backyard. You there because the resources. You devil are greedy, right? He said, who enlarged his desires hell and as death. So anywhere this so-called white man go is death. Anywhere he go is death. He's because in. So he's the devil, right? He said, and cannot be satisfied. He cannot be satisfied. They have all the riches. They rule the world. The earth was given to the hand of the wicked, yet still they can't be satisfied, right? But gather unto him all nations, and heap it unto him all people. And this is what these devils do. Go around conquering these nations by lies and deceit, by wickedness and violence, right? This is Get this one. This is Micah chapter 2 verse 1. Woe to them that devise iniquity. Woe to you. You so-called white people going to be destroyed. Right? Thus said the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Y'all going into slavery and y'all going to be destroyed after 1,000 years of slavery. Obadiah 1 and 18. Right? And work evil upon their beds. And when morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hands. Yeah, our power is given to you, devil. The Most I give you, devil, just give the devil the power. So y'all practice what? Evil. Right? Verse 2. And they covet fields. Y'all covet fields. And take them by violence. Right? And houses. And take them away. So they oppress a man and his house. Y'all oppressing these so-called Venezuela and them. Are oppressing them. Right? Even a man and his heritage. Even a man and his heritage. This is how you devils do it. This is why you devils going to be destroyed. Right? The Most I see going to destroy you devils. And this is why you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans need to get right. You need to turn back to your heritage. Right? You are Israelites. You so-called Venezuela are Israelites. Right? You need to consider why you're going through, why these things, why your country plagued with all these different plagues, with famine, you know, high inflation, the dollar collapse, you know, why all this violence, why you gotta consider why you're going through these things, right? This is get this precept closed off for this one, eh? Right? This is Jeremiah 51 and 13. He said, O thou that dwellest upon many water, abundant in treasures, you devil got wealth, more than your heart could wish, right? Abundance in treasure, thine end is come. So-called white my end is come, right? And the measures of thy covetousness, the time is come, right? So you devil finish. So all this nice talk Tillerson saying that he interested to help the Venezuelan people. Bullshit. You devil days to push your agenda to get these people to accept the microchip, so you could rule as God. You feel you is God. So when you want to chip the people, right? There's your main agenda, right? So Yahweh Hashem Yahushua going to stop that, because your time is come, your end is come, and the measure of your covetousness, the time is come. You know, so you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, take heed to the things that we're seeing, right? Now with that, hope this lesson was edifying. I want to give our praises and honor and glory to Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Double honors to the apostles and elders who rule well at Great Millstone. And a blessed sanitation to the Akiams in the four corners of the earth who pushing the gospel in sincerity and truth. Shalom.